And you know what else I think is weird? How people are asking, what do you bring to the table? I've never been asked that in my whole life. When yet when I was dating actively, we would ask each other questions like, so, what do you do for a living? What's your family like? Where did you grow up? Who are you friends with? Because sometimes you would know their friends and like know common people. We were more interested in that. And then we would, be like, when was your last girlfriend? Why didn't it work out? Have you ever been married before? Why didn't it work out? Did you go to college? What did you study? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite sports team? Like, we would just want to get to know each other. Like, do you have any allergies? What kind of music do you like? Because a lot of times back then, if a guy liked country music, was a deal breaker. Imagine that. You guys are looking at a pocketbook for a deal breaker when we were like saying country music, right? Not funny. And a lot of times it was, do you have your own place or do you live with your mom? Because back then, if you were dating somebody and they were 30 and they were still living on their mother's couch, that would be a big red flag. Or, we would be more interested in guys who had a roommate and were saving their money to potentially someday buy a house for his wife. Like, we didn't expect a man to just have all of that, zip zippity doo dah ready on a first date. Like, that was stuff that we knew intrinsically that was something that the men that are Gen X were doing for his wife and family and his kids. And that's why he would be more picky and selective with who he chose to be his wife, because he was doing that for them, because he felt like he was choosing the best woman to fulfill his desires and needs. Not the prettiest girl, not the fittest girl, not the richest girl, the best love